Okay.
Then we're back.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, changing it up a little bit, we're going to wrap up with a neat little bow, campaign 1, that anyone watching this will have no idea what's going on.
Mm.
But for us, yeah. So, yep. So we're going to throw it back to our first campaign, to the our lovable group of heroes that got into some crazy shenanigans, and
Summation for
who
like a
have
lot of parties.
that's very true. I guess it's not that's very generic, but the group has left a large, lasting impression on the world that perhaps has not yet been fully explored in campaign 2. But I think you'll eventually get there. We're going all the way back before the new gods, before Kronos, time travel, before Evander left town with his father, before Richter left to join the Spire, before Greg set off to join the military and subsequently the church temple of Zeus, and before Nessa left to explore the world. We're going back to kind of before this really began. Some of our first sessions were the group dealing with a problem in Millbank, in their hometown. And during those adventures, there was a lot of flashbacks to the time that they found the Golden Claws, which were, the big, I guess, MacGuffin of the last campaign.
The infamous MacGuffin muffins.
Yeah. And so we are going all the way back to one early Starday morning on the days of the party's youth. There was much talk and discussion the day before, and a plan was hatched to go on a grand adventure the next day in the forest, much as you do on any other given star day. You have drawn straws for who will be the heroes and who will be the villains on this adventure. And so the party has decided to meet one early morning outside of the blacksmith shop that is Nessa's home. Okay. So it is, I would like to say that it is bright and early, but some members of the party sleep in later than others. So maybe probably around 9 o'clock in the morning, everyone finally gathers together. The fires of the forge are going in the background. Nessa's family is early risers to get started on the work for the day. Kind of maybe in between work, they keeping an eye out on the young group that is starting to gather. When you get together, you tend to get into, and this is understating it, a lot of trouble.
No idea what you're talking about.
So obviously, Nessa is the first one there, as it is her home. So to those of you who are early risers, you would get there. Those of you that are later would probably get teased a little bit for waking up so late.
Richter probably doesn't sleep as much as he should.
Who's the first one Nessa sees?
The first one Nessa sees is probably Greg, due to he is kind of in that pre-training phase to go off to the military. So he's starting to get into the routine of that. So he's probably the first one up and functioning.
Greg, I hope you're prepared for this.
It's a strong word.
Yeah, you're still getting adjusted.
Yeah.
Greg's gonna wake up real quick because there is a shriek. Greg! And he barrels headfirst into him.
General, I'm up.
You're either gonna catch her or you're going down. Is that muscles or is it hug? Because it's a tackle.
It's a hug. That is definitely a Nessa hug.
8.
That's a good hug for Nessa, for young, little, tiny Nessa.
And down I go to the floor.
Unfortunately, given the height differences, it's more like straight for the knees.
Yeah, I mean, oh shoot, I didn't even think about height differences at this point. Nessa is probably very little, like very little. But still,
It's like
tackles you to the ground.
this thing my cat does to get my attention. He jumps in front of my legs, so I kick him off into the air without knowing, and I fall because of it.
And Nessa goes and sits on top of him. So, hi! Good morning!
Good morning. Is it what time is it?
It is a wonderful time to be awake and to be going out into the forest and having an adventure.
How long have you been up?
I don't know.
Probably a couple hours at least.
Yeah.
I've been trying to catch crickets in the back.
Yep. Slowly rolling in, probably comes Richter and Shira. Richter, bags under his eyes, even at a young age. Shira, perhaps more cheery than you would remember her from the previous campaign.
Almost makes it more sad.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Hey guys!
Shira waves.
Catch bugs!
There's like shadowing Shira. Just like behind the back, a little least visible as possible.
Shira kind of chimes in. Is bug catching our adventure today?
Nah, but you never know, they might come in handy.
She'll,
Poisonous.
I don't think so. I mean, I fed one to my little sister earlier and she seems okay still.
It works different for your family, and you know that.
Well, you don't have to eat them. You just gotta put them in a box.
Shira kind of will mockingly just kind of tug Richter forward and will feign helping you catch bugs a little bit, but not really doing a whole lot to actually try and catch them.
Nessa's just trying to entertain herself while the rest of the group shows up.
Mm-hmm.
She's gotta burn it somehow.
Yep. So 2 more of your friends arrive. This party might not be familiar with them at all, as they were, childhood friends. But in game, these are 2 very good friends that have been going on adventures with you for a while. We have a young half-orc Flint, who is generally accepted by the community, but is a bit shy and I wouldn't say looked down on. He's not included in a lot of things.
Odd one out.
And by default, that makes Nessa want to be his friend immediately.
Hey, Flint! Hey! Hey, have I told you how awesome your name is today yet?
He's like, thanks. And then quickly following behind him is Tabitha. Dark-haired, female human. Can be a little snotty sometimes, maybe a little bit bossy, but generally has everyone's back.
And here I thought from her character art, she was a Paula Sunshine.
You see her speak up to Flint a little bit, saying, "You need to speak up. I can't hear you if you don't talk louder." Generally good thing, just not perhaps expressing herself in the friendliest way. Flint's he continues scratching his arms, yeah, okay. So the party gathers. There's, some join in helping catching bugs. But mainly, you are waiting for your friend from the forest to arrive. Maggie, who has been the orchestrator of many a good adventure in the forest, due to she's got a little bit of magic about her, and she can make some of the more mundane things just that much more fun to deal with. The night before, you guys basically drew straws for the heroes and the villains of the story. The heroes of this particular adventure are going to be Greg, Nessa, Richter, and Evander.
What are the odds?
What are the odds? Yes. And the villains of this adventure are going to be Tabitha and Flint. Shira, drawing the shortest straw of all, gets to be the princess that needs to be saved. She is not happy about it. But fair is fair. So while you guys are kind of doing the bug catching thing, hanging around, Maggie does make a brief appearance to kind of to gather Tabitha, Flint, and Shira, and she tells the group, "Okay, you wait here. I'll come back for you when we're ready." And she takes the three of them. Yeah, probably. She takes Tabitha, Flint, and Shira away to get them set up in position, and kind of just leaving the four of you to prepare yourselves. So notably, Greg has this big wooden practice sword that he's kind of have some like etchings carved into it. Early in his study of military like combat and stuff, and also a combination of his early devotion to Zeus, which is still kind of coming to fruition.
Wait, it does actually do thunder damage?
Yes, it does. That's
dangerous for a kid.
It is very. Yes, so it is very loud when he hits things with it.
I think that's dangerous for a kid. We live by a forest.
Nessa notably has this very large tree branch that she's kind of scraped away all the excess little tiny branches coming off of it, and it's basically this, for her, this big, massive, thick club that's still kind of bent and warped like a tree branch would be. But, it has hurt. She's hit a couple of you with it on occasion.
A wappy stick, if you would.
Yes.
She calls it shin bruiser.
Not bruiser of shins.
Bruiser of shins, it's boss. This is boss. I'm gonna name it now.
Evander
Bruiser of
has
small
his,
shins.
Evander has his trusty slingshot. Just this bag full of pebbles he can use to use with his slingshot.
He can use to break a window and get yelled at.
As he has done on many occasions. Usually it is his own window. And then left is Richter, who, while has a decent-sized walking stick, doesn't make for a very good weapon. And in a moment of panic, you will see some fire come out of Richter. Does have a little bit of magic to him.
Understatement of the goddamn century, but continue.
So that is kind of the makeup of the group. Greg's really good at patching people up if they get hurt. Nessa's really good at hitting things. Evander's got some range. Richter's got some magic. Well-rounded group. Yep, and he's the nerd. I think in some adventures, Tabitha and Richter might butt heads in only the fact that Tabitha's quite a smart individual herself and has a very overbearing personality.
Hmm.
Uh,
They butt heads, and then Richter quickly retreats. No, it offers smarty pants.
Hey, Greg.
sorry, hold on.
I was gonna ask, is the GM still there?
Nope.
Hey, Greg.
Yep.
You got your boom sword?
Yeah, it's here, and I'll take it out.
How many booms per day?
I think there's no limit. Let me check
Cool.
the description. Yeah, no, it just has like an extra. I think it's +1. Yeah, +1 thunder.
Okay, I'm back.
Hey, Greg. While we're
Mhm.
waiting, have you ever tried to like smack that at the edge of the water and see if a splash happens? Because I know when you smack dirt, sometimes dust goes poof.
Richter slowly moves behind a tree after hearing this.
You know, we
No,
should
it's
try
okay,
that.
Richter. I'll shield you. And she stands in front of his legs and spreads her arms out, all like probably 1.5 feet of her.
He moves Nessa to the side, and he still stays behind the tree, so it's kind of like a two-sided shield.
Okay, after the little misadventures that you are having right now.
It's a science experiment.
Yeah. Um, perhaps 30-ish, give or take, minutes later, Maggie returns and says, "Hello, everyone.
I
Is everyone ready?" She kind of looks
Um,
among the group.
I think so. Hey, DM, how many grasshoppers could I have gotten into a box at this point? With me.
I think you would have gotten about 3,
All right.
except because when you caught the 4th one, you accidentally bent the wing a little bit, and you got super sad about it, and you're trying to take care of it.
Okay. 3 grasshoppers and 1 injured one named Leaf.
Yep. Okay. So, brave adventurers. It is unfortunate, but I come bearing bad news. The evil fairy queen has captured Princess Shira, and the kingdom calls on you to go and retrieve them.
Why us?
Because we're the heroes.
I think we're the only ones, but
Just us.
I mean, Eventer's here too.
Oh no.
I resent that. Come on, it'll be fun.
come on, Richter. Can't be that bad.
We did
I
this last
very
week.
much disagree.
Oh, come on. We did this last week and it went just fine.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
sorry about smacking your foot.
A scrape isn't that much.
I swear there's still a splinter in my bone.
No, I didn't hit that hard.
Anyways, brave adventurers, what say you? Are you ready?
Yay! She's the only one.
Yes.
Richter slowly starts backing up.
Nessa reaches out, snags his sleeve, and pushes forward.
as the feet drag.
I'll take my sword and say, don't make me make you deaf, okay? I know this crap sounds really loud.
Richter starts walking in front of Nessa just to put Nessa between himself and Greg.
Nice, that's the spirit. You know, as a druid of the forest, I am sworn to remain neutral, but I can provide some aid should things go awry. Don't be afraid to ask. her fancy way of saying she's going to be babysitting you.
Okay, but if we're neutral, like if we don't do it, then that means we're neutral and you're neutral, so that makes them the imbalance. Then you can just go deal with them, right? To keep things impartial.
Nah, I'm not neutral. Let's go.
Okay. And so, with Maggie leading the way to the edge of town, you leave the forge that is currently active. Your parents, Nessa, give you a wave as you leave. It says, "Don't stay out too late."
Hello. This time. Robin.
Please not again.
Yeah, it wasn't that scary.
When the shadow demons come out, got
It was just-
lucky.
It was just a bunny rabbit, though.
You make your way down the path
It looked like one. That doesn't mean it was.
over a small bridge that runs over the small stream. That's the best you could call it, because it is not very large at all.
Richter
That
is
runs through
hanging
town.
off of Greg's back because he does not want to take step on that bridge.
Yeah, it is. It is a stone bridge, so it is more secure than others,
Nah.
but that is understandable. You make your way past Evender's house. Lights are off. No one's home. Unfortunately, Evender's dad probably hasn't been seen in a day or two.
Like hell contracts.
Yeah, who knows? Evender's probably spent the night, bounced around between a couple friends' house past few days. You make your way past Shira's house. They are, her dad was a hunter. He's come back from an early hunt, and he has a handful of critters that he has captured. It looks like he's getting ready to prepare them. And he kind of gives a wave to all of you as you pass by.
Richter
You-
tries to throw up at the dead animals.
They're clean kills. So you're not looking at any blood or anything mutilated.
But they're just
Oh.
kind of dangling there.
Yeah, they are. You make your way down towards the outskirts of the village, where you see the kind of gated property that belongs to the Von Brandts. There doesn't appear to be any activity. I believe at this time, Richter's parents are away on business. So Bart was left in charge of Richter, and the little one was taken away with them. Sorry, 1 second, guys.
Sure thing.
Speaking of the little one.
Mm-hmm.
This is whiplash for playing Killian, who wants to fight everything, to Richter, who assumes everything is going to kill him.
I could switch from time to time.
It's too bad Conrad couldn't make it. It would have been fun to see him play young Evander.
Little tiny edgelord.
Mm.
Yeah.
Edge prince.
Edgeling.
Edgeling. He's edgy in that way, like if you cut a piece of plastic with a pair of scissors, that he's about as sharp as that edge.
Okay, sorry about that.
No problem.
My wife has gotten into Luigi's Mansion 3, and she gets stuck sometimes.
Oh no.
Okay. Yes. So the parents took Lily with them, leaving Bart in charge of Richter. And Bart's mostly responsible.
Fittingly enough, I am currently playing a Luigi.
Okay. Sorry, derailed. Get back on track. Okay. Yes. So, um, you as you approach the edge of town, you see Devlock kind of walking up. He's got a big old he's got this big piece of lumber on his shoulder as walking by, and he sees you and he says, "Now don't go getting into trouble."
Us? Never!
You see this? I'm going to use this to try and fix my dang house.
Oh, wait, that's still broken?
Yes.
Oh. Sorry?
He just shakes his head and keeps walking. I've got my eyes on you.
So something's weird. He's acting weird. You think that's like his evil clone or something?
Oh, come on, Richter. Don't be silly. There's no such thing as evil clones.
I don't think that's right.
That's
I do.
exactly what the evil clone of Nessa would say.
Oh
You
my god,
approach.
I feel like that's some kind of wisdom save.
You approach the edge of town. I'll let you guys sort that out. You approach the edge of town and the beginning of the forest. Maggie, once you reach the forest line, she stops and turns around. She says, "I now leave this up to you, brave adventurers, for I do not know where the evil queen has taken our princess. So, after you." And she kind of vaguely motions to the forest.
Nessa whoops and runs forward.
Even to be like, wait, let me track him.
Wait.
I'm getting real good at this.
She stops.
It's like, you see him look around a bit. He's like, all right, where do I start?
I just kind of figured maybe they'd be in the last place we went. Or maybe in the place before then. Or maybe the place before then. Hey, can I help with that?
It's like, you see him kind of like look around like angrily for a bit. He's like, yeah, sure.
Okay. If I was an evil fairy queen, where would I take a Princess Shira?
You kind of when you go over to help Evander, and you find some maybe obviously crushed branches leading off on a path into the forest.
There we go. I bet Shira left a trail.
Evander's like, I should have seen that. Dang it.
Yeah, that's okay. They were really low down. I'm better at spotting things on the ground because I'm smaller.
Fair point. So, you set off through the forest, following these intermittently placed crushed branches. So I'm going to need someone to make a tracking check. To give me 3 tracking checks. So whoever would like to take the lead to try and see how well you can do this.
I get +1. That's good. 2.
Oh, well, not everyone. I just meant like amongst the group. 3 individual checks.
Oh,
That's not...
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if Greg wants to take the lead, he is more than welcome to.
Sure.
Maybe replace one of the 10s with Anessa.
Eh.
Yeah, I mean, it's up
If
to
you
you. I
want.
mean, Evander does have a +3.
Yeah, exactly. Nessa can offer help. She's
yeah,
proficient.
you do help.
Okay,
I will help Evander
alrighty.
by keeping an eye on the ground where he can't see so well.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
that's a lot
15.
better.
Okay,
How did I
so
get an average of like 11?
because you're kids. Okay, so we have 115. Do you want to go with one of those numbers? I can let you. It wasn't clear to Nick.
Oh,
So
let's go with the 15.
well, no. So I need 3 separate
Oh,
checks. So it's
so we
up to you
got
guys how you want to divide that.
2, 3. Hmm.
So if you want to re-roll some of those, if you want to use them, just you sort
No,
that out.
I'll be fair and say that either one of them is good. I'll take the 10. It's okay.
Okay. Okay. Does someone else want to roll a tracking check?
You know what? If we do one Greg, one Evander with Nessa help, um,
I'll push Richter to do it. Richter, this will come in handy sometime. So look at what Evander is doing because I have no idea.
I I mean, I've read things about animal tracks. I don't. I I guess I'll have
Well,
him attempt to roll.
they're those kids are basically animals, so it'll be the same.
Okay. So,
here, me and Evander can show you what to do.
so is that help for Richter?
Could it please? DM,
Yeah. Sorry.
is that a help for Victor in that case?
Yep, that works.
All right.
Nope.
Oh no, poor baby.
Okay. I mean, we'll take it. That's fine. That's averages out to just below 10.
Richter, are you tracking your way back to the house?
Maybe.
I mean, the footprints came from there.
That's our footprints.
That's our footprint.
Hmm. Maybe they're walking
See?
backwards to throw us off.
You
Richter, this footprint actually says Richter from.
That might actually be kind of clever. And Nessa starts walking backwards and looking at her feet, try to see if the tracks left go backwards.
so due to some okay tracking and some not okay tracking,
Legitimately making the party walk backwards for a little bit.
yes, I'd say you guys fumble around through the forest for probably about 2 hours
Oh,
before you come upon what is your first challenge. Sorry, 1 second again, guys.
I'm going to say at least 15 minutes of those 2 hours were Nessa trying to follow and pet a squirrel.
Another 15 is Richter very carefully avoiding like a gardener snake.
Hey, Richter, would you feel better if you were carrying Leaf?
No,
Oh, okay.
things like to eat grasshoppers, and if I have one on me, they might want to eat me too.
Hmm. I don't think so.
That-
I think things that eat grasshoppers, I think you're too big.
But then maybe they'll want to go through me for the grasshopper, and I think you're better at protecting things.
Okay, then. Do you want one of my pebbles?
Out of character, how many pet rocks does Nessa have?
They're not pet rocks. I've got 3 pebbles
Okay,
to raid.
I I have this stick. I don't. If we need to throw him at anything, we should just run anyway. So
Okay. Do you need a hug?
mm, maybe.
She'll grab his knees and a hug.
Ah. Too tight.
There's no such thing as too tight for a hug.
Ah.
we go. Lets him go pat pat on the side of the knee.
There's a light pop in his kneecap.
That feels better, doesn't it?
uh,
You know what we need?
What?
We need war paint. Where's that stream? I'm gonna go get some mud.
Victor starts backing up slowly. You can do that on your own. I'm gonna.
Richter,
No,
come
Oh,
on, we
come
have to
on.
train.
it's
Just,
mud.
Just a little bit down the nose.
No, it's dirty and gross.
It dries, and then it brushes right off.
No.
Mhm. And if you get scared and you poof into flames, you can make a pot out of your face.
He just shakes his head. No.
I've heard that rich ladies put mud on their faces because they think it makes them pretty.
That is highly specific mud made just for that purpose, not stuff around on the side of the stream.
Ooh, magic mud. But that's okay. I don't want to look pretty. I just want to look fierce.
You can look pretty fierce.
Yeah, that could work. And Nessa comes trotting back with like 2 little crooked lines of mud underneath her eyes.
Okay, so this is what I want, and Greg will sit like it's at a tattoo parlor. So I want 2 lightning in my face, and maybe a cloud in my forehead, and like Zeus' face, and it has to have like a fist, and it's super muscles, and yeah, you got it.
Let me try. And you end up with this like globby blob of mud on the forehead, and you end up with 2 like uneven, wobbly, like lightning bolt simplified lines, one on each cheek. And then she tries to do something on your chin, but it just kind of falls apart, and you end up with this mud goatee.
That's all I ever wanted.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Evander! Your turn!
Richter, check it out, and I'll show Richter my face. Neat, right?
I think that's how you get a nasal infection.
No such thing. Nothing that
There is such thing as a nasal infection.
You've had it?
No, but I've read about it and it sounds terrible.
Yeah,
Well,
the
the guy
tummy
who
aches
wrote
much-
about it.
Yeah, I don't think tummy aches would be very good to have. But
You know, the
that
pain
shouldn't be too bad.
receptors in
You're
your
not eating it.
sinuses don't actually reduce in pain, they just stay consistent.
I would, but I don't.
If you get an infection in your sinuses, it just keeps hurting. The pain doesn't dull over time.
I'll give you a pat on the back and say, well, I don't even know what a sinus is, man. So,
It's
Oh, it's probably something in your stomach.
no, it's the empty space in your face behind your eyes.
What's your face got to do with a nasal infection? Isn't your
Like my
nasal?
neck?
And she points at her navel.
No, that's navel. Nasal is like a nose.
have you been
Oh, that
reading
doesn't
in
sound
other
bad.
languages?
He scratches the back of his head. He's like, I mean, Mom said I should be studying a bit of Draconic, but not. It's not Draconic. It's like nasal because it's N-A-S, but it's nose like an O-S. It's
Why didn't they go with nosal then?
I didn't write that down.
Well, that seems kind of silly.
I think there's an etymology book somewhere in the library I can probably find. I'll let you know.
What's etymology?
It's why words
then-
are words.
I thought it was the
And
thing
that's the
between your
little
eyes and the empty
clear.
space.
You asked why they called it nasal instead of nosal. The book etymology book would tell you why.
I'll lean over to Nessa. Do you think he's screwing with us?
She still looks confused. She's still wrestling with why words are words.
Sorry, guys.
Just so you know, Nessa's grabbing Evander and giving him a mud face paint job.
Okay.
Richter has
Okay.
declined.
Yes.
Greg is a work of art.
Beautiful. Okay. You have found your way to the first challenge. Probably one of the more deeper, I say that with air quotes, deeper parts of the stream. It's kind of a wide crossing. The stream gets a bit wider. There's a lot of rocks and one giant log that goes across it. You guys have crossed this log on many occasions.
Nope.
Richter has some fear for it, and it is appropriate. He has fallen off this log into the water. Completely ruined the day for everyone.
Was how they
Now
found
it
out about
seems-
his fire, right?
I remember that flashback.
Yes, it was.
Okay, so
Nope.
let's get across. No,
Richard's
no,
walking away.
no.
Grab.
No,
Drag.
no,
grab.
no.
No, listen. We'll get Greg on the other side, and I'll throw you across to him.
No.
Water. You won't have to go on the log. You won't slip. You won't fall.
No.
It'll be great. Just keep your limbs tucked in.
We're just gonna try to slide out of Nessa's grasp.
You can try, but that will be muscles versus tumble. Yeah, no.
Oh, it's like stone.
So,
Let go.
to
Okay,
make your way
look.
across,
Look, I can try to carry you like over my head, or Greg could try to carry you, or we could try the tossing.
That's what we tried last time.
No, you didn't. You just tried to walk across, and then you slipped, and then you fell.
And then I
'Cause it was-
tried to jump on someone and then I fell.
It was still your feet. So if we take your feet out of the equation, should be good, right?
Starts walking away again.
No, she never let go.
Evander kind of chimes in. He's like, "Look, it's super easy," and he goes to go across,
For you.
and he gets about halfway and slips and falls into the water. But he gets over to the rocks on the other side. It's like bad example, but it's
Great.
not so bad.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Greg, go across and get ready to receive, okay?
No.
Okay.
No.
So wait a second. Just like kid calculations wise, is this feasible? Does it look feasible? Am I wise enough to know if it's? Let's do this. Yeah, I don't know.
Nessa can probably throw him, sure.
Shot put the sorcerer.
Does this count as stubborn for the advantage? Probably holding on counts as stubborn for the advantage, but
Yeah, no, she's not letting you get out of this. So, to get across, you will need to make a tumble check or, raw dexterity, whatever.
Tumble. Oh, it's the same. So let's see.
hey,
Man,
yes.
these rolls.
You're able to get across just fine. As you get about halfway, the log kind of shakes just a wee bit, but no problem, and you get across just fine.
See?
All right, Greg, heads up.
she's gonna
Okay.
pick up for Richter.
We're just gonna try to hold on to like Nessa's arms.
Richter,
Okay,
if you hold
this
on.
isn't gonna work. work if you hang on.
Mm-mm.
Either that or I carry you
That's the
across.
point.
Which one? Which
Neither.
one?
Neither.
All right, and she takes a running start towards the log, holding
Okay.
on to Victor.
Yeah, so go ahead and give me a tumble check to try and get across with Richter.
She was thrown off.
Yep, unfortunately, Richter is still kind of tall. So it's not that he's too heavy for you to carry, he's just very bulky to carry. Like he's cumbersome. So you get up on
Don't
there.
wiggle! Don't wiggle!
You get to the
out.
middle. It's that little wobble that the log, you all know that it gives a little wobble when you get to the middle. But with Richter on you squirming, you are unfortunately tossed into the water.
Can I try as a last ditch thing as she's falling to heave him towards the other bank?
Yep, make a muscle check.
Oh no.
You get super close.
Can Richter attempt
Super
to
close.
like catch the log on the way down?
Sure. You get tossed and you're flying through the air and you're not going to quite make it to the other side, but the log is fairly close to you.
There are tears streaming out the side of the eyes as he flies through the air.
Yep. So another tumble check. You catch one of the roots of this log and you cling on tightly, just refusing to let go.
Trying to put a cat in a bath.
Yes, exactly.
You have made it over, not in the water. Nessa is still swimming her way out.
Yep. She kind of doggy paddles over.
Yeah. So to be fair,
Richter's on a ball on the ground at the other end.
this stream is about a foot deep. So it is not deep at all.
You mean the abyss?
Yes. To the young children that is yourselves, it is a massive, rapid stream, river. Certain death if you fall in. As two of the party has fallen in. But you're both, so everyone's able to make it to the other side. A couple of you a little more wet than when you started. Maggie magically
Nessa.
appears behind you.
Just a second. Nessa, you don't want to forget about this, and I'll try to redo your war paint.
Oh, did it go away? Okay.
Just a bit. Let's retouch it. We must keep your fierceness.
Thank you.
Yep, you're able to fix it up. Looking fierce, mud mask war paint. It is fantastic. You see Maggie kind of hold back a little chuckle, and she says, "You have made it across in more or less one piece."
Richter's in the fetal position on the ground. His like arms around the knees.
Your next challenge awaits before you. The evil queen has sent one of her trusted generals to stop you before you can reach her. In the clearing ahead, a vicious monster awaits. So she kind of leads you. There's like this little clearing with this giant rock in the middle. She leads you just to the edge of the brush where you can see. Oops, I did not transfer you guys.
Let's see.
Ooh, interesting.
Oh,
So when you switched the thing, it made my screen go black.
It loaded, right? Though, right?
Yeah, no, it loaded. It
Okay.
seems like large. There it goes again. Like when I scroll, like large scale changes to the screen are what do it.
Interesting.
that's odd.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh, are we doing this again? Eric, I thought you learned last time.
Standing before you are two little, look like little wooden creatures holding makeshift sword and shields. And standing on top of the rock, you see this big bark-covered creature, like fully armored, and through little peaks and cracks, you can make out Flint underneath. He stands there, a little less shy under the armor and mask, and he yells out to you, "Heroes, I am here to stop you now!" And we're going to roll initiative.
Aw,
Where am I? Here we
That
go.
did not show up on the turn order.
Oh, shoot.
I mean, mine either.
Yep, that's blank.
Oh, darn it.
There we go.
That didn't show up either. Dang, that's okay. Okay.
What makes this even better is like the kind of almost now established idea that Richter basically has practice before session 1.
Oh no. DM initiative.
Okay, Greg was 5. Evander needs to roll his. So I will roll for him. All right, his worked. Okay.
Wow. Wow, that DM initiative roll.
Hmm.
For 1, 0, 2, 3. Maggie kind of takes a step back to let you do your thing.
Is Maggie
As-
the 2?
TBD. Richter,
Fun.
Oh, come on.
there are wood creatures in front of you. Perhaps not the scariest thing you've faced.
Come on, Richter. That's your thing.
Richter is going to he's gonna run and hide into here. He's going to hold an action for if anything comes within range.
Okay.
Because I've got 30 feet to work with.
Sounds about right. Nessa, your turn.
Get him! She's gonna use her full movement and dash action to get up right there, and that's it.
Okay. You get up right to this little twiggy creature as it kind of makes little small, like almost robotic motions. And it's like holding up the stick and shield, ready to attack you.
Chuck E. Cheese dance.exe.
Greg,
Yes.
your turn.
Okay, I'll run halfway.
Now that's 35 feet, I think,
That's right. Let me check.
from where you were. Oh no, 30, yeah. Okay.
Yep, it's good.
I miss so.
And I'll ready when action.
Ooh.
Oh, no, so that's when you're hit with an attack, you can use that or as a bonus action.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know why I used it. If I can just ready a regular, I'll ready a regular attack if this
Yes.
guy or this guy just gets close to me.
Okay, zip, sounds good. Evander. He's going to run up as well, pull out his trusty slingshot, and realize that he is just in range to take a shot at the one tree creature near you, Nessa.
Mhm.
He fumbles a little bit with the rock as it goes flying through the air and smacks solidly into the creature. You see it kind of takes off a little chunk of bark. And it has been damaged.
Ooh.
You see even to do like a yes. As right as this happens, the ground behind you begins to like shake a little bit as this little creature pops its head through the ground. And it tries to like entangle you with its roots.
All right. Okay, I'm assuming stubborn does not cover that because of the wording, so I'll just go with the regular strength saving throw. Honestly, the wording on that is a little confusing, Eric.
Oh,
Is it strength checks against being convinced to do something against her will, or is it strength checks in general, and then on saving throws in general against?
strength checks in general.
Okay, but not saving throws. All right. So regular strength saving throw. All right. Nope.
You're able to kind of bat away the things. Don't restrain you.
Mhm.
Tree monster Flint gives a hearty ah ha ha, trying to a mocking villain laugh.
I'm
As
gonna
he-
get you next.
Only if you can get through my minions. And he kind of just stands there waiting. The one next to you,
Yeah.
the little twiggy warrior, tries to make a smack against you.
Oh, my armor class is 10.
Yep. So he gives you a solid smack in the side for 2 damage. It stings just a little bit.
All right.
The other one gives a kind of a little walking start over towards Greg. Richter. It is not in range.
Mm-hmm. I'm aware.
Okay. But it is your turn.
Yep. All right. He is going to run over to cover behind here, and my screen's gonna flicker. It's gonna keep there. What the hell? What the hell?
But
It's still black.
Oh no.
oh no.
Oh no.
Okay, okay, hold on. I can see it on the other screen now. Christ. Oh, there we go. It's back.
Yikes. Okay.
All right. The throw thing.
You see Richter do his usual conjure fire as this giant, for you guys, ball of fire goes out and just kind of scorches this little twiggy creature down to ashes.
Like I said, he had practice.
Mm-hmm.
He's just gonna take cover there best he can.
Yep, nope, that makes sense. Nessa.
Nessa is gonna reckless as a bonus action. And
Okay.
take an advantage swing at the twiggy creature just above her.
Yep.
14 to hit.
A 14 does hit as you solidly smack down into it with your club, and you kind of just, the bark goes flying and scatters across the ground as the creature has been clobbered to pieces.
Okay. Yep, that's it.
Greg, it is your turn.
Yes. And not much left of that little guy, so I'll make a run for the stone. Come down here, you coward.
Who are you calling a coward? As he kind of mocks you a little bit.
You leafy guy that's hiding up there.
I'll deal with you next.
Already an attack.
Okay. Evander. He's going to go up. He's going to attempt to run up closer to the tree monster on top, but a little another one of those little viney creatures pops out of the ground and attempts to entangle him.
Richter yells out, "I knew it!"
Evander is fortunately able to kind of shrug free of it, and you see him pull out a knife, like a real knife.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no.
Because, he would, of course, have a real knife.
Fucking edgelord. I would have sooner guessed he like stole his dad's shaving razor.
and he makes an attack against it. And unfortunately, he does not hit it. He swings wide. He maybe catches one of the vines, but otherwise does no damage to it.
Equipment does not make the warrior.
When you have a
Um,
knife.
Like, just in case, guys. Just in case. At this, two more creatures pop up out of the ground. And the one next to Nessa is going to make an attack.
Alright.
You see him kind of wind up a little pointy hand and try to stab out at you.
No. No splinter.
Does not hit. Flint, the tree monster, kind of he gets his footing a little bit and he goes and makes a jump and leaps off and lands smashing into the ground right next to you, Greg.
And I'll make my attack.
Okay.
Ooh.
Ooh, you hit him solidly on one of the pieces of leg bark that he has. There's this resounding thud that kind of echoes out, damages the ears a little bit. For 2 damage. Good job.
Hey. Nice.
You see a small little crack on the part that you hit. He kind of, you hear a small underneath it as it probably stung a little bit, but he says, "You'll pay for that," and he'll go to hit you with one of his hands, which is he has this big, massive bark gauntlet.
Let's see. And that's not a hit at all.
Nope. He goes to bash you, and you kind of just duck out of the way. Your military training taking effect. Oh, Richter, it's your turn.
He's gonna pop out from behind the rock again, and he's gonna throw a bit of fire at. Actually, can I reach? Yep, just barely. Oh, there goes it again. All right, it's back. Just going to toss a flame at the one to the north.
Okay.
He has practice.
Oh my god.
As once again, a fairly large-sized ball of fire streams out and just incinerates this guy. Richter making short work of these creatures.
A little bit of magic he has to him. He's gonna slightly rotate over to here, get more cover.
Whew. Nessa.
I'm gonna try and smash the thing right behind me.
Well,
And
of
I'm
course.
gonna reckless advantage. Yeah.
Ooh,
there
yep.
it is.
You crush it into the ground. Maybe give it a little twist to break up the bark and vines. As it is.
Mousing over, did you up the crit rate? Do we crit on a 19 now or what?
No, those are 20s, guys.
And she's gonna run over to the one by Evander.
Ooh,
I'll
get
help
him.
you.
And that's it.
Greg, it is your turn. You see the tree monster kind of recovering from his wide swing earlier.
Well, that didn't make me pay at all, so let me give you back. Oh,
Oh,
This
feast or
time-
famine here.
Yeah, this time he seems ready for it and is able to just kind of step back as you swing wide,
crap.
not hitting
Crap.
anything. Evander is. Oh, sorry. Were you going to do anything else on your turn?
Yep.
Okay. Evander is going to once more swing out with his knife at this creature. And he doesn't know what he's doing.
It's a
with it.
switchblade and he can't quite get it open.
No, it's this little knife. He doesn't seem to be too good at it. He's basically flailing with it, trying to hit the thing.
It's more punching them than stabbing them.
Mm-hmm. The little creature, though, is going to try and stab back at Evander.
Hmm.
And he's not. Evander's kind of flailing the blade around so that the creature isn't able to kind of get a good hit in.
They're both kind of doing the swinging arms thing. Where it's you're just
Yes.
walking by me.
Yep, they're just kind of wildly flailing at each other. The other one, though, is going to slowly crawl along the ground, closer to Richter.
Oh.
and he's gonna attempt to hit you. I believe a 21 hits
Yeah.
as you get this little splinter jab into your
It's gonna get
side.
infected. It's gonna get infected.
Oh
Ugh.
He's
Flint.
like lightly hyperventilating. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I forgot I have a thing.
Oh yeah, you do. Yep. So instead of that, as the creature gets right up next to him, Richter turns tail and runs.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Oh, screen. Come on, screen.
Yep.
There we go. Yep. I'm just gonna put him back to like the proper spot he was in, and then.
Yep. You take off running away from the creature that got way too close to you.
Mhm.
Flint is going to spin around Greg and come into kind of range of Evander, and you see him lift up his big, massive, like bark boot that he has, and he stomps down into the ground really hard. As the three of you have to make dexterity saving throws.
All right.
Ticks.
Yeah, this is fine.
30. No.
So Nessa is not prone, but you do take 1 damage.
He's like, wait, no, Nessa, you have advantage on it. Oh, wait.
Yeah. Felt the same way about initiative earlier.
Okay, 1 damage to Evander. And Craig takes 2 and is on the ground.
I'm on the floor with my knee in my hands.
Victor, your turn.
Get away, get away, get away!
Another mote of fire flies out and just incinerates this little twig creature.
He's gonna run right back there and hide behind the rock again.
Of course. Nessa.
Oh, don't worry, Greg. I'm coming to save you. Just let me save Evander real quick.
And bonus action reckless and try and smash it. Does a 12 hit or no?
That 12 does in fact hit.
Okay.
And these things aren't very sturdy, so you're able to kind of just break it apart really quick.
All right. And then with that, she's gonna. Yeah, she can just 15, 20. Yeah, she can get up there right next to Greg.
Yep.
Just skirt around him.
Yep.
And
Okay.
that's it.
Greg, you're on the ground.
I get up.
Yep.
That's
Half
my
movement.
movement. Yeah, let me take. Can I clear it? Okay, there we go. And I'll reciprocate in some way. Oh, I do have muscles.
Yes.
Yes. Can I tackle him?
Oh yeah, you can definitely try and grapple him.
Okay. That was a muscle.
Muscle
Muscle
check.
Are you grappling him or are you shoving him?
Yeah, grappling.
I don't have it set up on here.
It'd just be a strength check then.
Yes, it would.
Hey.
Oh,
Oh!
he's not expecting the tackle, and you just you get him into a good solid lock and get him. I'll go ahead and say you you tackle him to the ground. So
You
you
get
kind
the
of like
knee that Nessa weakened.
so you have him on the ground. You're both prone, and you have him restrained. Alrighty. Evander is going to swing out wildly again. Sorry, no, he is not. He's going to be like, all right, hold on. And he marks his target. He looks, he's like, okay, weak point on the leg, he kind of calls out. And then he goes to swing at advantage at the leg.
No, Evander, not with the knife. Flint's under there.
And he's like, ah, and pulls it at the last second, missing the hit. It's like, shit, I forgot. Even as a child, he has picked up many bad habits from his father. And he kind of like stows it away.
That's a bad word.
The tree monster is going to attempt to escape your grasp, Greg.
Strength.
So yeah, yours would be a muscle check. He's able to get you off and then stand back up, but that is his action.
Okay.
Richter.
Perfect, because I have a range attack.
Yes, you do.
And I'm in range.
You throw this fireball out at him, and it kind of goes right over his shoulder.
Yeah,
It singes some of the leaves.
He kind of like throws it like over the rock, like behind him, not even looking, just wanting to
Yep.
hide.
Yep. You don't hear any sounds of pain, so it did not hit.
All right.
Nessa.
Reckless. Sorry.
You give him good solid hit, and you hear,
Sorry,
you will
sorry,
pay. You will pay.
You go down first.
Greg.
I'll go for the blade again. Oh.
Yeah.
That's not great.
That'll do.
Oh, okay.
That, you
Zap.
you solidly smack him in one of his arms, and you crack some of the bark on it for another 2 damage. You see him kind of fumble with it a little bit as it like became loose enough to slip off, and he kind of like refastens it and gives out a ah. Evander is going to take a couple steps back and pull out a slingshot. Whoops, that should not have been an advantage. Actually, no, he would have marked him again. Yeah. Like, okay, go for the arm. And the rock goes flying and cracks into the armor for 3 damage. He's like, yes!
This might be a really Canadian thing I'm about to say, but this is equivalent of like when you dressed one of the kids up in like the goalie gear and all the rest of the kids start hitting him with hockey sticks.
That's basically what's happening. You see the tree monster, he gives a roar, and he swings out at Nessa.
Okay. Just hits.
Gives you a good bash.
Ow.
He's like, sorry. And he goes back to character. Richter.
Don't do that to Nessa!
That hits. As you char some of the bark as he just completely drops one of the gauntlets as it's kind of still burning. It looks like his armor is getting very weak by this point. Nessa.
Let's go for
frick,
the
you're
squeeze!
Oh, frick, you're still smoldering. Hold on.
And she's gonna reckless try to hit and knock off whatever armor might still be
Yep.
smoking. 17 to hit.
Yep. You knock off some more of the armor. There's still just a little bit more of it burning, though, but it's mostly off.
Ah, Greg, it's at the butt. It's at the butt. Get him off.
Let me hit it again then.
Oh, yeah.
That's a better shot.
You get the blade right up on the part of the armor that's still charred, and you give it a good crack, and it falls off. Once that falls off, Flint gives a no, and he falls down his butt. How could you defeat me? And he lays on the ground, very overly dramatic. He is dead.
Oh god, is he dead?
We won.
We killed him, oh no. We're gonna be
takes off-
criminals.
He takes off kind of like this bark mask that he had on. He's like, I'm fine.
Didn't
Just
hurt you
stick a little
bad,
bit.
did I?
No, I'll be bruised. It's fine.
Let
Okay.
me give you a hand.
Yep. You're able to kind of patch him up. And you can kind of go around and do the same for everyone, actually. Yeah. You just go around, patch everyone up back to full health.
Thank you.
Yep. Maggie walks out of the forest and says, "You have done well. You have defeated the first the evil queen's general. But Greg, look out! As rocks from behind you tumble down and fall on top of you.
Oh.
Make a dexterity saving throw. Not quite. The DC was 13. As a bunch of rocks tumble down onto you for... shoot. How do I do that?
A week's worth of a concussion.
For 1 damage! But you're kind of trapped by it.
More like a pile of gravel,
hold on.
really.
Hold on. I'll get you out.
I'm gonna start digging.
Richard looks over and like narrows his eyes at Maggie. Any insight?
What sort of babysitting is this?
Sorry, 1 second.
Ah,
Ah.
The game of interruptions.
Okay, sorry, I'm back.
Alright.
Okay, so rocks have tumbled onto Evander and he's kind of pinned beneath some of them.
Archer wants to narrow eyes at Maggie. Does she look like she's secretly working for the evil queen?
I mean, of course, Richter obviously thinks this. There's no roll needed. Of course, he thinks that.
Because that was awful suspicious timing. And man, these creatures were made of wood and nature. And what is she about?
On a very meta level, you obviously know she's helped set up some of this stuff.
I don't know about that.
But you may not trust her magic, so.
Nessa's gonna dig Greg out.
Yeah, give me a muscles check. A strength check.
16, and technically I should have advantage, so
Yes, you
whatever.
should.
I forgot about that. Yeah, 16.
Still,
Yep, 16.
16
You-
for a kid. That's
Yeah. You rip off rock after rock after rock, and you're quickly able to, get Greg free of the rubble.
I have this mental image that Nessa just like sticks both of her hands in the rubble and like picks Greg up by the armpits out of the rocks. Like pulling a carrot out of the ground.
The height difference makes it funnier.
Yes, it does.
Perhaps a giant radish.
You get him free. You kind of dust him off. Greg, you can patch yourself back up real quick. No big deal. Behind you, though, on the rock, you see these strange, almost runic inscriptions on the rock.
Ooh. Rector! I think it's magic. Can you read it?
I guess. I don't know.
I
It's
don't
gonna
know
make
either.
more rocks and throw them at me.
I'll help if it does.
Archer will slowly creep up but stay behind Nessa.
Of course. Yep. So if you want to take a look at what it is, give me a magic check.
Screen is having a hell of a time right now. Move up to here. Give me a magic check.
What?
You're complaining about a 16 on muscles on a child. You just rolled a 24 on magic intelligence.
I wasn't complaining. I said 16 is really good for a child.
No,
Yeah.
not complaining. That you're right. That wasn't the right word. But
Yeah. So, first you're suspicious of it, and you're like, I'm not going to know what this is. And you're like, oh, hey, I know that word. You recognize some bits of Draconic, some words that you happen to know, and it seems to be almost like a trap, like an exploding trap. But also, since you rolled so well, you can see that there's like a hidden message weaved into it, saying to press a very specific combination of the runes to light the path forward. So with your high roll, you're able to decipher what exactly that combination is. So
He's gonna
quick.
use his walking stick it from far away and like very
Oh, of course.
tentatively.
Yep. You tap one of the runes, it lights up. You tap another, that also lights up, and you tap the third, and the third one lights up, and then they all three of them blink out. And over on the far side, this direction, where right at the tree line, you see some shrubs kind of back up out of the way, and some vines pull up, and it opens up a path farther into the forest.
Nessa kind of shakes Richter's arm. Your magic's so cool!
Nah,
And she starts running forward.
I was like 90% it would do that, and 10% it would just blow us up.
Even there's like, sounds about right.
Not right.
So the Maggie says, "Lead the way," and the four of you march on into the forest.
Okay, if this has been things before, Maggie has done things before. Does Richter recognize her magical handwriting?
With that check, yeah,
Okay,
can
just
tell.
curious.
you can tell it's her.
Eyes turn back and narrow a bit more.
Like, you guys suspend your disbelief just enough to enjoy the adventure, but you know that she's helped set this up. Yes, so you take off into the forest. Can I get a marching order?
Nessa took off first, but others could have overtaken her with long legs if they want, so...
Richter
Yep,
might be
so
behind either Nessa or Greg. Maybe both.
Nessa ran out in front, so probably Greg.
Yeah, so Greg.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll put Evander in front of Greg.
Yeah, I was gonna say, although he might go behind Nessa, if that means Evander with the knife is behind him.
Oh man.
So, you trudge on. Oh, music has. You trudge on into the forest. This part of the forest is a little more overgrown than the rest, and this is not a path you guys are too familiar with. It seems you've probably been here maybe once before, and out of all of your times exploring the forest, this is kind of relatively new. So it is very unfamiliar and probably unsettling for a certain member of the party. Oddly enough, as you go further down this path, it seems to get darker and darker as the trees kind of block out the sunlight more and more, as it's just much more heavily overgrown.
I don't know about this.
Oh,
Yeah.
we'll be okay.
Yep.
We got Maggie here.
You reach a certain point where you can see, like, staring down the path, you can see that it's almost darkness further down the path. You'd be in the equivalent of dim light at this point.
At a point, Richter turns around and looks at Maggie. He's like, "This is safe, right?"
It's perfectly safe. Don't worry. As per the normal, I'm assuming Richter would have a little bit of flame up for light.
Oh, he might constantly flick his fingers together and little embers come out.
Yep. So there's a little spark of light every now and then from Richter. Yeah. So as you go further and further, you eventually reach the edges of kind of like this pure dark spot. You can tell there's a clearing out before you, but you're not quite able to see. You do see in a couple spots, you make out these small little dim lights that illuminate a little bit of the surrounding area. It looks like small candles set on rocks. Looking with the little dim light that you can see, you can make out there's a little bit of water kind of flowing in between some of these rocks.
Nope.
And Maggie kind of from a little bit ways behind. The evil queen lies ahead. Now is your time.
All right, well, let's go! And immediately in.
Okay.
At some point, it just maybe before they're when they're passing by or whatever, Richter's just gonna stick his finger in one of the candles.
Well, hold on. It's No,
Okay.
that is not what would happen. Because, hold on, let me get this all. I'll make sure this is already good to go. Make sure it's all, gotta get vision set up properly and make sure not all are out. Okay, so
Back to the old no dark vision party.
yep.
Oh wait.
Green.
Yeah, there we go. I was waiting for that. Okay.
There we go.
What are you lighting up, Greg?
Good question. What's the highest point in our party?
You.
Is it me? Okay.
I
can
think
do-
it might be close between you and Richter. Richter's skinny old thing, but he's kind of tall. It's definitely not Evander or Nessa.
I'd happily put Richter just a bit below Greg, so he is still like, not
Okay.
tall.
You know what?
a monster.
Actually, that's fair because Greg was like a mountain, wasn't
Yep.
he?
Mhm.
He was like 7 foot or something.
I think
Yeah,
Greg
same.
is also a little bit older than
Yeah, he is a little
lot
bit
of us,
older.
just a little. So
Just a
he's
little.
had a year of growth or so on Richter.
Okay, so yeah, Greg is the biggest person here.
Okay, so I'll do the top of my head.
Just like your shimmering, glowing hair.
Casting light on
Yeah.
your hair is what led to the eventuality.
That's it.
You do it one too many times and it just falls out from magic damage.
The hair is like, all right, you want your head to be shiny? We'll let your head be.
And one
That's-
day I didn't need the magic at all.
It's like bleaching your hair like over and over again. Just not great.
Yep. Okay, so that's 2020.
I swear it's natural. Yeah.
Okay, so put that light on you. Greg's hair lights up as you see the grove before you kind of light up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You see a couple of those twiggy creatures kind of walking, doing controls. They turned and noticed you. You see almost some of the vines begin to move and retract in some various places throughout the forest. And far off in the distance, you hear a light chuckle, a faint, ominous laugh, as something far in the distance just barely catches your eye and is moving between the branches.
Richter's behind the rock.
We are going to go ahead and roll initiative.
And it didn't add to the tracker again.
Yeah. I did not fix that
Where
in time.
am I? There we go. Zero.
Yeah,
13.
you can go ahead and fix that. Okay, Evander has a 2. Dang, he's just not good at this. Okay. You hear the laugh kind of grow a bit louder as a voice calls out, "You are too late. You cannot stop me." As something is moving in the branches. And it is most likely, most definitely, the evil fairy queen. And her army of monsters. No, wow. They're rolling surprisingly well.
Yeah, this time.
Okay.
Well,
Um,
I go before that one. It's got a
yes, you
negative
do.
one. Cool.
Yes, you do. Okay. Nessa, it is your turn.
Yep.
That
And
is a little
everything,
loud on mine.
everything is out of my reach.
Of
Like-
course.
Entirely. no matter what I
Oh,
do.
wait. Sorry, hold on. No, it is not. I did not reveal everything on my bad. I wasn't quite sure what was going to happen when you guys got here, so I'm
All right.
prepared.
Oh, is that something I can see?
That is something you can see.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, in that case, she's going for it.
Yep.
Do a little scramble over the rocks. Ah! It is very dark here, but I can just see it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna go ahead and recklessly swing.
Yes.
Yeah.
You kind of bat it away into the rocks behind it, and it smashes to pieces.
Well, that's her turn. Aside from,
We're coming, Shira!
You hear a faint, "Oh, heroes, please help me."
As she reads off the paper.
Okay. You hear some vines moving and crunching as there's things moving out in the darkness. And the Twiggy warriors kind of take some steps to move forward towards Nessa. One even jumps down off a rock into the water. Greg, it is your turn.
Yes. So. Okay, I can get next to Nessa.
Change my color slightly so I'm different from Greg.
Yes.
And I'll ready an attack if for any of these guys if they get too close.
Okay. Sounds good.
Let's see, what do we have here?
You hear an evil chuckle as you see movement in the branches above you. As she says, "Take this!" As
Rain?
acorns rain down on top of all of you. Make a dexterity saving throw.
oh,
Everyone?
Everyone. All right, so everyone except for Nessa saves. So only Nessa takes 2 damage.
Half, so
Take-
one on everyone else.
Yeah.
Oh yes, and 1 damage for everyone else. As you're able to get out of the way of most of them, but a couple of them hit each of you.
I take 25% of my total hit points.
Yes, you also can one-shot most things, so you know.
They have 2 hit points.
Richter.
He's gonna like keep his hands above his head, kind of hiding from the acorns. He's going to huck a modifier at that guy.
Yep. Yeah, it hits. And, you know, since they are wood, you don't immediately disintegrate him, but he is on fire. So this guy is currently burning. He probably won't last very long.
hey, you just ignited wood that's soaking in water.
Like, the top half of it is sticking out of water,
Yeah.
so...
Once again, he's had practice.
Exactly.
He's gonna hide behind those rocks if he can, give himself cover in case there's another deck save, maybe a bonus on it.
Yep, Evander comes out and around, pulls out his trusty slingshot, and lobs a rock at one of the creatures and goes wide. Nessa.
Evander, figure out their weaknesses!
It's like, oh, right, yes, need to do that. Actually, on that, he'll use his bonus action to say, that guy's not holding his shield too well, and he'll mark this guy.
Well,
Oh, shit, I still have that on. Whoops. My bad. Let me take that off. so
Put
it
that
doesn't
on the other
fire.
one.
Yep,
Uh,
funny.
all right. Well, that slightly changes what I was gonna do. I'm just gonna right about there, 15 feet, splish, splish.
Mhm.
Assuming it's not too deep for her.
No, it's
All right.
half a foot, maybe.
All right. It's like up to her knees, probably.
Yeah.
And she's gonna take that advantage and take a swing.
Yeah, you don't have to do reckless this time. So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That solidly hits. You kind of bat away one of its arms altogether. So it's completely missing its one arm, and now it's just holding up the makeshift twig club. You imagine is much easier to hit now.
All right. And that will be it in that case.
Okay, you see some more scrambling as things are slowly approaching you. You hear some splishing and splashing as creatures are slowly making their way towards you. The one-armed twig monster is going to take a swing at you, Nessa.
Okay.
Whoops, that is your sheep. I don't need your sheep.
I can imagine like the arm doesn't even bend that much, just like the whole like upper torso spins 360.
Basically.
That hits.
It's a good solid smack onto Nessa. She's taking some good damage.
Yeah.
The one on fire is going to take damage and is most likely not going to survive it. He does not. You see him start to move as he kind of just burns away to a crisp and then splooshes down into the water. Greg,
Yes.
your turn.
Let's see, this one's done. Let's check for distance. Man, too far away. But I'll go with Richter.
Ah, Greg, I can't see anything!
Whoops.
Yeah, you gotta take a step away and you notice the light is following you.
Richter, you gotta come up here.
Richter emits his own little light every now and then.
All right. And be gone.
Oh yeah. That. Oh, jeez. Hold on.
So what do you guys think? Another hail of acorns or something different?
Something different.
Hmm.
Yeah, Greg, you smack into his chest, and the other arm flies off. The creature's head turns side to side, having nothing further to do. It just kind of falls over. You can tell it's still alive, but it's pretending to be dead. Okay. Anything else on your turn?
Nope.
Okay. You hear a chuckle from the branches above you as she says, "You can't hit if you can't see," and throws this giant ball of just dust that explodes next to you, Greg.
Oh. Con save. Spend an action. Clear. Okay. Oh. Crap.
You are currently blinded.
God damn it. That's a dirty trick.
Richter.
Richter's gonna toss a flame at the one at the bomb right that he can see.
Yep, the one that has been slowly approaching you.
Go away.
Oh yeah. Char that to a husk as well.
To slowly move here, and he's gonna kind of make a jump over the water so he doesn't have to get on it, get in it.
Yeah, of course.
To here.
Yep.
Hide behind this rock.
Okay. Evender's gonna mark the twiggy one north of Greg and take an advantage shot at it. Oh yeah. The solid 3 damage.
Ouch.
The rock just basically takes what makeshift head it has on it clean off. and then he'll go ahead and run up next to Greg.
Was a great shot.
Thanks, I've been practicing.
Yeah! Over the rocks.
Yep.
Splish, 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 splish.
Yeah, a little climbing involved, but you get your way up there.
And she's gonna go ahead and reckless swing.
hmm
18 to hit 3 bludgeoning.
Oh yeah, you kind of clobber it down into the water.
Crunch.
Yep.
Just point up at the evil fairy queen. I'm coming for you! That's it.
You can try.
Ooh.
As some more creeping creatures come closer towards you. One of these even kind of climbs back up over the wall to come towards you, Nessa.
Ah, where'd you come from?
Greg, it is your turn.
Let's see. Wait up, Nissa. There's a ton of them.
So you're currently blind.
Oh crap! Yeah,
Yes.
I have to. Was it
Got a
a
bunch-
turn or an action? An
You
action.
must spend an action to clear your eyes.
Okay. That's my action.
Yep. So you clear your eyes out, get a good sight on where all these creatures are.
And I guess that's it. That's it.
You can still move.
Mm,
Or if
Can
you
I-
have a bonus action. Yeah. You just can't
oh
attack
yeah.
anything.
Okay. Can I get over this little waterfall?
Yeah, it's not that high,
Ah, okay.
especially for you.
Then I'll go over it and spend my military training thingy to ready an action.
It's not how it works. Again,
Nope.
it's so as a reaction,
Ah.
if you're hit, you can reduce the damage. Or are you talking about like you want to use
Yeah,
your?
the bonus
Ah,
action thing.
I see. My bad. Yes, you can do that. Okay, perfect.
Okay.
So yeah, you have readied your special attack that you can use as, if there was an opportunity attack, you could use that as that,
Okay.
and on your next turn, you could use that. Yeah.
I'll taunt the little guy.
Mhm.
Come on.
All right. Let's see. You hear a voice call out, "Flee!" as she casts a spell on you, Nessa.
Hmm.
Whoops. Well, that sucks. Okay. For some reason, it doesn't have all the information there, but you all know what command is.
But I am stubborn.
You are stubborn, so you do have advantage on this check.
So there's 2 uses of that. I did not realize that had a number on it. It's blank on my sheet.
It should not have uses on it.
Okay. Well, good to know. What kind of saving throw is it? I don't know
That's
that.
right.
Pretty sure it's wisdom.
I'm pretty sure it is.
All right.
Yes, wisdom.
Oh no.
That doesn't make it. You try and shrug it away, but then you let the encounter kind of get a hold of you, and you're like, "Oh, okay, I'll act along. Fine, I guess." So on
Well,
your
I
next
don't know.
turn,
That seems silly, but okay.
Richter's back there.
Yep, Richter.
He is going to make his way over to here.
Unfortunately, next to Evander.
In that case, then he's going to dash as an action. Just try to find a spot to get over this river. He really doesn't want to.
Yeah,
maybe,
there's
maybe,
not.
maybe that way. Can you make a running jump?
To where?
Like from there to there, 10 feet.
You could.
Actually, no, his strength is 8.
Yeah, you could probably do something like with like stepping on the twigs and branches that was this creature.
That would work.
Yeah, you might get like a little splash of water, but it's better than stepping in the full thing.
The sock
Yes, unfortunately.
is going to run over to here and hide behind this rock. Take cover there. That'll be his turn.
Okie dokie. Evander is gonna run around up on top of this rock and try and make a show of getting this sapling with a slick shot. At advantage because he would have done that. He still doesn't. He's like, dang
Good work
it!
playing Evander.
Nessa, your turn. You must flee.
Yep. Okay.
And splish, 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 splish. That's
As
her full
Nessa-
movement.
Yep, as Nessa goes running away. The saplings both come up to Greg to each make an attack against you.
Oh, frick, wait, that was stupid!
That's a hit.
So one of them is able to hit you, and you get a little jab in the side. A little prick. Not much. But it is your
And-
turn.
Yeah. Can I use my reaction when they...
Oh, yes, you can.
So I'll hit the one up top first.
Okay.
The reaction isn't the reaction to reduce damage?
Yes, sorry. The reaction is to reduce damage.
Oh,
That's
but I had an attack ready.
That is
It's not a
true.
held. It's not a held
No, no.
attack. Is it?
That's so he used his bonus action to ready an attack for if the
Yeah.
thing came close to him. That's what he did. That is what he did.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the second part, the last sentence of the
That
of
last
the thing.
sentence was very confusing.
Yes,
I thought that it meant
it's not.
he could- I thought it was kind of like Nessa's bonus action to Reckless, only Greg got a bonus action to basically go, on my next attack that hits, I do an extra 1d2.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. Yeah,
But-
it's basically. But he readied his attack for anything that came close to him because he couldn't do anything. Oh no, you couldn't
You
do that
did that?
Yeah, because you prep it. You're not.
Yeah. It's I thought it was basically like a smite, but
Yeah.
physical.
Okay, then let's do it my turn, and I...
Clearly, I didn't think
Okay.
this ability through.
It's your turn anyway, yeah.
So you could roll a d2 and reduce the damage you take.
Yep, which automatically reduces the damage to nothing.
Yep.
So, if you wanted.
Big enough.
Sure.
Yep.
6. And I miss to hit this guy.
So to hit that guy, so you did use a bonus action.
Oh, I'm
will-
using this like as a regular attack since I couldn't do the other thing. I'm just considering it my...
Yeah, since this is his
my-
turn now.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. So yeah, that does not hit then. Yes. Okay, now that that's sorted out.
Okay. As I look at Evander, Evander, it's my little big corner here.
You hear a ha ha ha! You can't stop me. You see her moving through the vines a little bit closer, and she casts another spell down at Greg.
Ice Ray. Oh,
As this little kind of not shards of ice, but this kind of wave of cold comes down and kind of chills you a little bit for one frost damage.
Okay, that's actually cold.
Yes, it's very cold. So, she is up in the branches above you. She's not directly level with the ground. For the record, Richter, your turn.
Richter's gonna see that. He's gonna move over to here.
Yep, you climb up on the rock a little bit.
He wants to flick a mote of fire at the branch that Tabitha is currently standing on.
I like it. Go for it. Yep, you hit the branch, and she's like, ah, and is startled, and you see her fall down into the water and splash in the water.
Then going to
Oh, and she takes 2 damage as she lands pretty hard.
he's gonna hide behind this rock and hope she didn't see him.
a ball of fire came at her.
Who could it be?
Who could it be?
Could it be anyone?
Evender's gonna take a slingshot shot at her. It's gonna mark her first, though. It's gonna call out, I don't know, some
She's on her
weakness
butt.
Yep. Oh, whoops! I didn't. Come on. Okay, that's better. That does in fact hit,
Ah,
because spellcaster of sorts. So for 3 damage. Kind of stings her a little bit.
on the butt. It's like the face down in the water. Oh.
Yep, she's not having a good time. Nessa.
You're not getting away!
And I'm gonna dash action up to her. There will be an opportunity attack if he'd like to take it.
Yep, one of the little saplings will just kind of try and fling out at you.
And that hits. She gets one little splinter, and she's looking kind of hurt for a child in an adventure.
Yep.
But she is now next to Tabitha.
Yes, she is.
So, yeah. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
Could you
Technically,
bonus
she...
action to reckless if she tries to run off an opportunity?
You know what? I think I could do that. Because it's the
Yeah.
next melee attack. So, yeah, I'll bonus action to Reckless.
Smart move. She is technically prone, too. So,
And
there's
if
all
she
sorts of
moved,
stuff
she
going on.
could get up first. So,
Yep, yep. I just wanted to point that out to everyone.
Yep.
That would have changed some things, but whatever. Doesn't matter.
Good to know.
Okay.
Evander still would have missed. Oh wait, no, no, because then whatever.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
She was midair.
Yeah, there you go. As he's falling, he took a good shot at her. The saplings are each going to try and. Actually, no. Sorry. One of the saplings is going to attempt to entangle you, Greg.
Here we are. Oh.
You're able to bat away the roots, no problem. As
Aha.
the other one goes for just a quick jab to you. I believe that hits.
That's
so
a
you
hit.
bat. Yep, you bat away the vines of the other one, and there's a little poke in your side as the other one stabs you. But it is your
Okay.
turn.
I need to clear the way, so
You could use your reaction for that hit, couldn't you?
You could have, yes, if you wanted to.
oh yeah, but I have just one left, so I'll keep it just in case. So I'll reciprocate to the guy up top.
Oh yeah, good solid smack as it falls. The bark falls to pieces, leaving one standing next to you.
And that's it.
Okay. The evil fairy queen will stand up out of the water, kind of look down at you as she's a little bit taller than you, Nessa,
Yeah, a little bit.
as she looks around her a bit and she plunges her hand into the water. And everyone currently in or adjacent to water sees the water kind of rush up and out.
Waterfall.
Richter is not.
Ah.
Yes.
Richter is not. Everyone else, I believe, is in or adjacent to.
It pays off.
Damn it.
I'm good.
Yep. So, Greg, you're good. Nessa, you take 1 damage as you go 10 feet back.
No!
Evender's good. And she goes the rest of her small amount of movement back towards the tree, where you can faintly see Shira up in this makeshift cage on top of the tree. Richter.
Just gonna toss a flame at the other one by Greg.
Okay.
Ah,
You throw it at him and it just kind
he
of
got some
sputters.
water on his hands.
Yep. It's no good. Evender's like, no, watch this. This is how you do it. And he marks his target and goes for an advantage shot.
Don't you dare! Oh, holy shit!
Oh my
You go to say that to him as the rock flies past you and you just hear whoop, and you look back and it's just like you can faintly see the body is gone as the arms slowly crash to the ground. It's like, yeah, I did that. And
Okay.
he'll run up the rocks this way a little bit to try and get maybe a flanking angle. Nessa.
Nessa's gonna scramble back up there, and she still has that reckless bonus action from last time. So
Yes, she does.
this is one advantage. Swing. Oh, does an 11 hit?
11 does hit. She is not well armored.
Okay.
So you give her a good smack, and you hear that hurt. And she's like, and she gets back into character.
Yeah, well, the water hurt too. Also, we're gonna take Princess Shira away from you.
Like, over my dead body. She will be my prisoner forever. All the saplings are gone. Greg, your turn.
I say, okay, we're gonna finish this, but just because I have to go and study, okay? I'll get up to there and just stare menacingly because I'm a bit tired. So I'll get you.
Okay. The evil fairy queen is kind of cornered with not much left to do. You see her slam her hands back on the tree behind her as acorns rain down upon you.
Guys.
Director can cover.
Could be. Oh, this would not be advantage. Damn it. Same number. Thank goodness.
You're good. You should take 1 damage, though.
Guys.
Richter, you explicitly were trying to get cover, so you can have advantage on this, yes.
Alright. Attack, save.
1 damage for you.
Yeah.
Oops, that
bloodied.
should not have
Same number.
same number. And 1 damage for Greg. You see her press herself flat against the tree. It says, "You will never win." Richter, it's your turn.
He's again gonna try to toss a modifier at a branch above to drop down on top of
Yep. Not to directly hit her with fire because, yeah.
So, fling.
Unlike
yeah.
Richter knows what can harm his friends.
Yes. You there's no real branches next to her, but you see the modifier kind of hit into the tree. Maybe
Aim for
like
the acorns.
maybe like a foot to 2 feet above her head, and she just drops to the ground. She says, "No, how could you?" And she flops over the ground, pretending to be dead.
Nessa still swaying from the last acorn. Yeah, you'd better be down. She's a little cross-eyed.
There's no more enemies left, and there is just Shira up in a makeshift cage in the tree.
Come on, Shira, just give me a second.
Are
Ow.
you okay?
Ow. Some of those kind of hurt. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
you're
coming.
able to
Greg,
climb
help her
up.
out.
A quick muscle check to break her out of her cage. Oh yeah, you're able to just
Technically advantage. But yeah.
yeah, no, easy enough. You rip like one branch off and another branch off and make a hole for her to escape.
You go, oh, this is the door, and you pull it off, and it's like the other side.
Basically, Shira kind of gives like this makeshift curtsy and says, "Thank you for saving me."
Welcome. Though I think we gotta work on your panicked screams. Richter's really good at them when he plays the princess, so if you want to talk to him.
Well, hopefully, I don't play the princess anytime soon.
Short straw can happen to anybody.
You see Tabitha kind of pulls off the like wig and rubs off some of the like paint that she has on her body and says, "That kind of hurt."
Yeah, it kind of hurt here too.
As Maggie walks up out of the forest and starts clapping and says, "Well done, heroes! You have saved the princess.
Good.
Perhaps we should go back to our campfire for some much-needed rest and maybe some s'mores."
They're
Oh,
sticking his hand in the candles.
Yep, does not burn.
Greg,
I
you
get
got
it.
any of
Yeah.
that bruise be gone?
So
One
it's
hit point, guys. One hit point left.
yeah. So when he patches you up, it's half a little bit of magic, half he's actually wrapping you up with bandages. You're gonna feel this tomorrow. You're gonna be sore.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you can do the rounds, patch everyone up, make sure they're good. I mean, Richter was at 2. Jeez.
Richter kind of like runs some of his bruises over the fire, makes him feel better.
I'll be basically full of band-aids,
Yeah, basically.
just
Uh,
from all the acorns.
you can patch up Tabitha too, as she's kind of pouting a little bit until you go over and help her. You gather up. Flint kind of walks out of the forest, not far behind Maggie. Says, "Do you guys win? All right."
Yeah! You made a really good tree villain.
He grabs onto his arm and scratches a little bit. He's like, "Thanks."
Don't take the habit, though.
No, of course not.
Hey,
Uh,
do you think maybe next time we play, if I get to be the villain, Maggie can make me a rock villain?
Maggie chuckles. I'll see what I can do.
I want to be big.
Of course. Let's go. Back to the campfire awaits.
All right.
So you trek down away from this little, this odd little tree kind of growing out of this pond where stream is coming down from it. The tree is odd, but you've seen many odd things in the forest. You make your way down through the path, through the clearing, along the familiar trail. Maggie graciously leads you a different direction so that you don't have to pass over the log. But you do see it. You do see it in the distance, though. A reminder of menacingly, a reminder of bad times, but perhaps some good times too. Perhaps. You trek your way back to, just on the outskirts of town. You guys have a familiar campsite that you frequently stop by as you kind of get excited about the adventures of the day and just kind of this is your place to hang out. It's just off the path, so if anyone were to come looking for you, they could find you. By this time the sun is just starting to go down, but you guys haven't had your campfire yet, so Maggie quickly gets it together and you all sit down around the fire.
Richter lights it.
Richter lights it, of course. Flint kind of he scratches his arm again. He looks over to Evander and says, "So why'd you bring the knife? That could have really hurt us, dude." And Evander's like, I thought it'd be cool, man. It's
not
yeah.
cool, man. Flesh wounds aren't cool.
Hey, burns aren't cool either.
I didn't burn anyone.
Fair point.
He did use his slingshot for the most part, so
Yeah, I learned my lesson.
Richter is just like sticking a small twig in the fire, lighting it, kind of bending it in his fingers as he does so, as it burns.
Tabitha kind of crosses her arms, like she looks in the picture, basically, and says, "So, when are we going to talk about this whole magic red hair thing that's going on with you now, Richter?"
And he looks up. What?
Just not too long ago, you fell in the stream and suddenly could spew fire. And I swear your hair looks redder than it used to. She kind of glares at you menacingly.
Richter special.
kind of like lowers himself a bit more. I don't know what just happened.
Like, we all know I can do magic. I have been training for some time to do it. But you can just suddenly, out of nowhere, do magic? It's not fair. I worked really hard at this.
You're jealous.
Shut up. And she tosses like a random marshmallow at you.
He takes it, holds it in the fire until it is way too cooked.
She looks at you side eyes, like, show off.
Just completely like piece of charcoal just sticks it in his mouth.
A little crunch to it. Yeah, a lot of crunch to it. Sorry.
Yes, perfect.
I mean, there are different pets for everyone. Richter just got a quicker one. And to be honest, he gets to char like his stuff from time to time, so it's not that useful at all times.
Besides, you actually studied for stuff. Your parents will probably send you to one of the cool schools. Just have regular studies.
Are you kidding? If you would show your parents, they would easily send you to
A weird dungeon
perhaps
for
into this fire.
experiments of weird fire people.
Hey, you know your brother's been trying to get in to one of those spire things. I'm sure you would definitely follow in the family footsteps.
What if I can get in and he doesn't? Might not like me anymore.
Your brother will always like you and look out for you.
So, just kind of burns another marshmallow and eats it.
Flint he does the familiar, his nervous habit you have gathered by now is he kind of grabs his arm and scratches at it. And he says, I wish I could do magic.
Well, I can't do magic either. We can be no magic buddies.
It's like, okay.
I did some studying on it. Sometimes people just kind of pick up magic out of nowhere. Even when they're older.
So there's still hope? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Some people get in terrible magical accidents. Sometimes they get cool magic out of it, and sometimes they die. Horribly and painfully.
Hey Maggie, can you do the spell where you make somebody able to talk to animals?
Sure, hold on. And you see her kind of whirl her hand around, and she lightly pats you on the head.
Woo! I'm gonna go try to find some bunnies.
Start rooting through the underbrush.
Yeah, of course. Shira's kind of sitting there, legs out, kind of just enjoying the time. She's... Speaking of getting older, what are you guys going to do? What do you guys want to do? We can't do this forever, can we?
Victor curls up into an even tighter ball. It's like, future's scary.
I think I want to see the mountains, the ocean, and I want to go places. What about you guys?
I'll go with you.
All right.
Oh, wait. I think I found something.
You find this little adult bunny, but just a little one. You make you lock eyes with it as it stares you down, waiting for something to happen next.
Hi. Can I pet you?
No eat.
I've got a little bit of graham cracker.
You no eat.
Oh no, I don't eat. No.
It takes like a half hop towards you, but it's still kind of like shying away.
I already ate a bunch of marshmallows. They're like fluffy planty things.
They're white and they're fluffy. And I just ate a bunch of them.
I'm sure this rabbit is brown. It's the only sensible color for a wild
Well,
one.
sometimes you toast them to be brown. No, I'm sorry.
You don't know what's being said. The bunny responds, "If you know each, you may pet."
Okay.
She kind of takes her sticky marshmallowy fingers and scritches behind the ears.
You leave a little bit behind, but it doesn't seem to care.
Yeah.
There's some like movement in the brush, and it's like its ears perk up and it takes off running.
Aw.
Sits up, looks over.
I pet a bunny!
I foresee Shira begins to talk. I foresee a lot of animals in Nessa's future.
I'm gonna try and find that snake from earlier!
And it's just
Maggie.
continues.
Maggie kind of sighs a bit and says, "So, what will our plans be for tomorrow? Any suggestions?" This should kind of, questions
Sleeping,
the group.
I'm sore.
Pretty sure you did sleep in a little bit. No, you did not. Can you even
As
sleep
he looks at her with like dark spots under his eyes.
Can you sleep in? Is the better question.
I
Are you able to?
meant everyone else, just so we don't do stuff right away.
Well, I mean that's up to everyone. I was thinking, perhaps tomorrow we take a brand new adventure out to the tallest tree in the forest. I don't think we've been there yet.
And,
Woohoo!
and,
Oh
wh-
no,
and where's
it seems
that?
ominous.
This should be perfectly safe. There's nothing to worry about. I'll be there with you.
Hmm.
I'm gonna climb it.
What if we find some terrible evil artifact buried underneath there, and when we released a horrible ghost that eats people and more than people in the world?
You have quite the imagination, Richter. Maggie says.
Possible. I did some reading on like Greg's gods. There's this really big scary one.
Well, I'm pretty sure we will not find any gods at the biggest tree in the forest.
Aww.
I feel like you're jinxing it.
Can I see the Olympus from there?
Also, Nissa, at the rate you're going, you're gonna just make friends with a god one day. And not in the Greg way, like in the talk to them way.
That sounds awesome.
Sorry, Greg, what was that?
Can I see the Olympus from there?
From the tree?
Yeah.
I mean, it is the tallest tree in the forest. You can see out over a wide stretch of land.
Like the world tree?
Perhaps. It's just taller than the rest of the forest. But Maggie says, "Well, I don't hear any objections other than the obvious one. Let's do a quick vote. Who wants to go to the biggest tree in the forest tomorrow?"
Tree!
Nessa puts her hand up.
Let's go.
Shira says, "Yeah, I'll do it." Flint kind of shyly is like, "Yeah, okay." So does Tabitha. And Eva's like, "Yeah, that sounds fun." Sorry, Richter, you've been outvoted.
He looks around. I'll put my hand up if Evander doesn't bring the knife.
It's fine, I will leave the knife. Does that make you feel better?
Yes. He puts his hand up and like he almost like the hand isn't even up. It's just like the arm and the shoulder.
Yeah, okay. Maggie says, "It's settled then. Tomorrow, brand new adventure, the biggest tree in the forest." You guys did well today. Worked together, had each other's back, didn't seriously hurt anyone of your friends. That's always good. As you guys get bigger, this might be more and more dangerous. We might have to pull our punches a little bit, so to speak.
I'm already pulling my punches.
I bet you are.
No, really, I've seen what she did to some foundation of a building. I was there. We're not as tough as that foundation.
I need you all to promise me one thing.
Mm-hmm.
You will always have each other's backs. You will always be friends. And will just make sure everyone is alright.
Yeah, of course.
Flint is nodding along, and Shira's like, "Yeah, of course." And Tabitha begrudgingly is like, "Yeah, I guess." There's just general consensus among the group.
Just kind of just glancing back and forth.
Nessa comes back and gets like an arm around Richter's knee and an arm around like Evender's and just
Friends forever, right?
Yeah.
You say very non-convincingly.
Forever and ever. And I'll put my hand and grab the other gasket.
So this giant kind of big group hug occurs at this point. Some begrudgingly, but it happens. The last of the sun kind of sets in the distance as the creatures of the night kind of start to come out. The chirping of forest animals and just all the creatures of the night coming out. You can vaguely make out the lights of the town have been slowly popping up, and just a slight faint glow of your hometown of Millbank off in the distance. At some point, someone will eventually hear a shout as people have started to question where you are and come looking for you. And you hear a vague "Nessa, Nessa" in the distance.
Aw. Time to go back.
As one by one, you each hear your names called. Normally, Richter, your parents aren't ones to come out looking for you, but Bart does. So you hear the familiar voice of Bart.
Hey, Evander, who are you staying with tonight?
He's like, I hadn't actually. I don't have
Come
any
on.
plans.
Come on, let's go ask Mom and Dad, and I'm pretty sure we're having, like, the really hot stew tonight.
That sounds really good, actually. Okay. So one by one, you say your goodbyes. You see Maggie kind of stay behind, wave to all of you, put out the fire, as she does not have a home in the town. She lives off in the forest somewhere. She has not taken you there yet, but she has promised to take you there someday.
Richard might just stay back with Maggie for a second.
Okay. Yep, so the rest of the party kind of goes on their way to go back home.
I gotta go soon, but can I ask you something?
Sure.
Do you really think we'll all be together forever?
I sure hope so. This is quite the group of friends you have here.
But it's not certain, right?
Well, nothing's ever certain, Richter, but
He gives a sad look, like he knows more than he should.
the important part is that you try. You always try for your friends, no matter how tough it might get, no matter how scary it might be. You always try for your friends, and that will keep you together.
What if they don't want to be friends anymore?
Have you seen Nessa?
Nessa's the exception. At least I
I'm sure Nessa could hold any group of friends together.
just nods. Okay, thanks.
Of course. Now, get on home. I'm sure your brother's worried about you.
He runs off.
You all go to your respective homes, except for Evander, who is graciously welcomed at the Smith household, enjoying probably one of the finest meals he's had in a while. Life goes about as normal in the small town of Millbank, as a big, grand adventure begins for you guys tomorrow. One that none of you could ever have foreseen.
Even Richter and all his paranoia.
Even Richter and all his paranoia.
He was close.
He was
Mhm.
close. Yeah, he was close. Of course he was close.
Wow.
And that's it, guys.
All
Awesome.
right.
Okay, now where the hell are those two? Tabitha
Okay.
and Flint.
Those are very special characters that you guys unfortunately erased from existence.
Ha.
Ah.
Oh no.
How'd we
Due
do
to
that?
Flint is half orc, and you killed the word escapes me. Ancestors of his parents
Oh no.
when you guys were captured by orcs. Tabitha is the descendant of a magical item street vendor who you stopped to help in a cart, who made it to town because you fixed his cart and then got murdered.
Ha.
Ha.
You act like Richter hasn't fixed this by now.
That's actually another point we need to go into. Jumping forward to the end of campaign 1. You have defeated Kronos, established the new gods, and you guys are coming to your own as kind of divine protectors of the realm. Richter has to unfortunately reset the timeline on many occasions. A lot goes wrong, as being a divine being does not make you perfect. A lot of mistakes are made along the way, and at some point, Richter is forced to. Richter is basically forced to not reset the timeline again, having learned a lesson from his ancestor, Davos, because previously what drove him crazy was continuously resetting the timeline to try and save his beloved. So he is unfortunately has to make that decision to say, we fucked up, but we have to continue with this. I can't keep resetting it. So there are some things that just unfortunately have to stick. And technically, Richter would have no memory of Tabitha or Flint. But there is a certain little creature that does.
Yep.
Which little creature?
Wick.
Wick.
Ah.
Is exactly why I put this contingency in place.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yep. So there are a few key events that take place after the events of the calamity. One of those events being the Siege of Hell.
Ha.
After all of the chaos that Asmodeus causes, You guys go after him, seeking Evender's freedom, more or
And a
less.
good ass kicking for Asmodeus.
Yes. What you could never have anticipated was it leading to basically this massive war, this divine war between, the gods and the demons of hell, the devils of hell. You guys do eventually succeed in trapping Asmodeus and kind of sealing him away in the world, in the nine hells, so that he no longer has power as punishment for his actions.
Shittery.
Yeah, shittery. That's a good word for it.
So do we basically put him in a similar situation as like some of the old gods where they're just kind of hanging out, or is he like
Yeah,
in a box?
He's basically like imprisoned. There's this special pit in hell that he is permanently chained and bound to. He can't escape. He can't do anything. He is forced to be chained there and bear witness to the world passing around him while he can do nothing to affect it. This does unfortunately have a very large unintended consequence that was not thought of beforehand. Without his leadership, the remaining leaders, the remaining leaders of the several layers of hell get into this giant power struggle, leadership of hell. And also in that gap, the demons of the abyss seize that opportunity to invade hell.
Blood War 2, Blood War harder.
Basically. And without the kind of supreme leader of hell, most of hell is captured by the demons. So around the time of Campaign 2, the party wouldn't know this, but hell is basically run by demons, except for maybe one or two layers or areas that are maintained by the last strongholds of devils.
Is there any like mixing or intermingling where like some devils just start working for demons, or?
Yeah, because opportunists, they strive to get power where they can.
Okay. And so would in the modern like climate the line between demons and devils be much more blurred?
Yes.
Where it's just fiends?
Yes, it's basically just fiends at this point. Some of the upper tiers might, like some of the higher devils that are still around might,
Fiends.
yeah, they're still very much like, I'm a devil, not a demon. What are you calling me that for? Stuff like that. Like they make the distinction, but it's been very blurred around the events of Campaign, or toward the timeline of Campaign 2. Much of the realm space has been restructured. The realms that were able to be reconnected to one another in some fashion have been. So they've kind of realigned the cosmic realm space. Nessa still has her little tract of land that is the Starforge. Richter.
You're basically giving us galactic patch notes right now.
I am, yes.
I love it.
Richter. So Davos maintains leadership of the Plane of Fire up until maybe a handful of years before the events of Campaign 2, where they discover how to remove the Phoenix Soul from him. And he asks Richter to do that so that he may pass. Because, at the time, he was not able to pass on the soul of the Phoenix to your great 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 grandmother or whatever. So she passed in her own time, and so now he just wants to go be with her. Because in that same vein of study, you figured out how to pass it on to, or Richter figured out how to pass it on to Avaria. So now she has that as well. But that does leave Richter kind of in charge of the Plane of Fire, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yes. Evender's king. He is, with help from his wife, has made a surprisingly good king. He has reunified many of the lands, even this kind of unclaimed land where Millbank is. He's kind of reunified that under the Tall Stag banner. And had a couple kids along the way. Still struggling through that. Also struggling with Ariok to kind of learn some of Ariok's responsibilities and take that upon himself.
Luke and Yoda.
Yeah. Greg becomes Saint Gregory. And he basically becomes a new divine avatar version of himself.
Zeus Jesus.
Yeah, basically. So there are many people that worship Saint Gregory, and he's, Greg is one of the new gods. So Saint Gregory is a commonly worshipped god. Let's see what happened. Shira, you all. Actually, no, we covered up Shira's ending. Shira went back into the past to be with her daughter, and you all did attend her funeral when she finally passed, with time travel magic.
Yep.
Although, with time travel magic, you could really go back and see her anytime you wish.
Yep.
Let's see, what else happened?
Over curiosity, I guess. Would Richter basically be one of the more lax rulers of a plane?
Yeah, I feel like Richter would avoid going there if at all possible.
But like it's like, yeah, he's technically got the position, but fucking he never shows up.
Yeah, I mean, and the plane of fire does not have like a strict
Governing body or anything.
Yeah, exactly. It's just he
makes sure it doesn't blow up at any point.
Basically,
And if it does, he just goes back and makes sure it doesn't.
Within reason, yes.
Yep. Basically, oh, I took the day off. Maybe I shouldn't have.
Yeah, basically. Richter has greatly, or for the most part, resigned himself from making any ridiculous changes to the timeline.
I imagine he keeps it within like if he has to, like a week. If they're for like casual use, and even then he's just he might jump ahead for stuff more than anything. If that is reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
Is the rule still like going ahead is worse than going back, or?
Yes, because as you have now learned, you've erased some of your friends from existence.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh man, Richard probably just takes like entire weeks to just re-talk with Wick and go, okay, no, everything you know.
So, actually, that brings up a good point that Richter would know. When creating Wick and his complete view of alternate timelines, you've essentially created a second realm in Mechanus. There's basically two planets orbiting each other. One planet governs the timeline, the strict, defined timeline of this realm, while the other planet is an ever rapidly expanding governing of the multi-timeline verse.
Hi. Oh, we're getting into some fucking deep, like, comic multiverse Earth 717 shit right now.
Yes. Wick has probably grown in size too, and has grown rather intelligent from all that knowledge.
Mm-hmm. Clockwork Dragon.
He is basically that at some level.
Big metal dragon.
Yeah.
With the spiky beard.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, you know it'd be a good one if you don't have any specific thing in mind. A quartz dragon.
Quartz dragon.
Because time and watches.
Okay.
Just stupid idea, but
that's funny. Yeah, so I think that's kind of where we're gonna leave this group. They may pop up in one form or another. Campaign 2. If there's any remaining questions you have about this group, feel free to ask.
So what's Richter's family line like?
What do you mean?
I mean, like, say, like, I guess better question is like, how many removed is the lady we met in the last few sessions? The Brant lady.
Avaria.
That's Avaria.
Oh, it's just straight up.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
Avaria.
I was under the assumption that she was like named after.
No, that's Avaria.
Okay.
You guys are immortal now, right? So
I thought she was like Avaria the Third or something. I
Nope.
did not assume it was legit her.
nope, you passed on the Phoenix soul to her, so she is now immortal as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, Avaria was the lady that Richter had an interest in Richter, right? So
Yes.
Yep.
okay, yeah.
Yeah. No,
I told
I
you
never
that.
for once thought that was actually her.
Interesting.
Yep.
It's also only been what, half a century?
Yeah, about 50 some years.
I know, but when
Even
they're weird,
still
timey-wimey
alive.
stuff going on.
Yeah, but I just mean Evander is still alive in the canon of Campaign 2, the timeline of Campaign 2.
Okay.
It hasn't been generations.
Evander made a deal with Asmodeus that if he was going to with Ariok, that if he was going to be a god, he wanted to first be a king and have the lifespan of an elf.
I mean,
To
that's
go
a fair
along with
point.
his wife.
Yes, to go along with his wife.
That is a fair point.
So Evander is going to be a very long-lived human.
Yep.
Killian wants to fight him. Look, if I can get Killian in a fist fight with literally every party member from this game,
Mm-hmm. Well,
hey, that's an
Killian,
arm wrestle.
that'd be funny to see.
Does he just want to be destroyed?
Yes.
Yes, because he wants to get better.
Okay.
He doesn't want to lose, but he's always going to take up a challenge.
All right. Fair enough.
Also,
So
I would not say current, like, this session, Killian, like, goes on arm wrestles Nessa.
Huh.
Give us 10 levels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
so we,
yeah, she'd do it.
so we leave our party, and kind of the last days before the storm, before the coming craziness that is their lives. Last few moments of being a child, being friends, and everything being simple.
Richter leans back and goes, "You know what? Maybe I'm a bit paranoid. Things aren't so bad right now. Could there be really so much stuff out in the world? I'm gonna sleep on it. You know what? Tomorrow will be me turning over a new leaf. Ancient artifact of magical greatness, you are the ones to defeat the gods."
Yep, exactly.
Alright. They're good. I am
Alrighty,
still
guys.
recording. Is there anything else? Last minute.
Nope,
Guess
I
not.
think we've covered it.
Alright.
Alright,
Until
guys.
next time. Hi, Conrad, if you watch this far.
Yep. Hope you enjoyed that story.
Yeah, it was a fun story.
Till next time.